Good afternoon, or morning, or evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a good time to talk about what I've been doing recently because I just got to the end of a significant piece of my most recent project. For the past 4 months, I've been working on a roof extension for my 2018 Ford Transit Connect van, and yesterday we actually got that installed. So it fits into the factory slots that are made for roof rails. The entire structure is made of 1/2-inch plywood covered with a number of coats of exterior, like house paint, I suppose you would call it, and sealed with butyl tape, which is a pretty powerful sealant. You can see there's water on it, not because it rained, but because we were spraying it with a hose earlier just to see how the seal is. We've got 1/4-inch thick aluminum roof rails up top that are 3 inches high, 2 inches wide. Those are bolted down and also butyl taped down into place. And this cowl back here is protection for these slots, which are going to house vent fans whenever I get to that stage. So I'll show you the inside. This is my old bed platform that I'll be ripping out soon. Holds a Mad Rock triple pad for my mattress. But let's take a look inside. We gain roughly a foot, maybe slightly less than a foot here in the middle, and maybe slightly more than a foot on the ends. There are 5 holes that are drilled from the factory in these roof slots, and I utilized those holes to bolt this entire structure down. It is held together with a number of brackets. These are just the same plywood doubled up. So in this place, it's 1.5 inches thick. Super sturdy. It's more structurally sound than the original factory roof, which I'm pretty excited about, and seems to be pretty well sealed. You can see some of the factory roof there still. I'll probably make that area into a shelf. I took out the factory headliner last year and built a small shelf there. Let's see if we can get a better angle on that. It bolts in where the grab handles were originally mounted. Those are just 2 reasonably large lag bolts that are bolted into a piece of 2x4, which is screwed into this large board, and this provides quite a lot of storage, actually. It makes a much better use of that space. But from the factory floor to the new roof here, it should be just shy of 5 feet, where it was just around 4 feet in the past. I had to cut all around this area. This is the edge of the metal, which I put a coat of paint on, and I'll do 1 or 2 more coats of paint on that exposed edge in the coming days. This was the support beam that ran across the center, and I chopped that off, and it doesn't seem to have caused any trouble. So far, it actually seems to have less road noise than the original roof did, and whereas if I put the windows down above about 45 to 50 miles an hour, I would get a considerable amount of reverberation in the vehicle. Now I can get up to at least 75. That's the fastest I've gone so far, with the windows open on the highway, and I have 0 reverberation, which is absolutely awesome. I could not be much happier than I am so far with how this has turned out. It has been an enormous amount of work for me to put this thing together, but it seems to have worked pretty well. You can see a fair bit of the butyl sealant leaking out as it gets tightened up with these bolts. And obviously still a bunch of water hanging around. Actually, since that is sitting there, let me take a look inside at exactly where that is. And I do not see any sort of moisture. I had to custom bend these brackets because no one seems to make 143-degree brackets for this particular angle. The rest of these brackets I cut out of aluminum angle. This stuff is 1/8 inch for the main heavy brackets, and then these smaller brackets are 16 gauge. But it's extremely structurally strong. Like, yeah, I had myself and my mom up on top of the roof, and like I've been up on top of this roof literally jumping up and down with zero perceptible flex. Like, I can literally shake the entire vehicle around by grabbing onto that roof rail, and it doesn't even creak. So I could not be much more pleased with how this has turned out. Hopefully the longevity will also be satisfactory, but there's only one way to find out, and that is to put a whole boatload of miles on it. So that's what I intend to do. Thank you guys for your time, and I hope this has been helpful for you if this is the sort of thing you're looking into pursuing yourself. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and have a great day.